We are live. All right, I'm muted and everything. Good to see everybody. Welcome to Mantic Coins.
Everybody.
Hello.
This is another episode of Coin Q&A. You got the Q&A panel. We've got Blues Coins, Jeff Stanley, Coins and Octane, Paula Bloom.
Hello.
And Christopher Rhodes. Hey, thank you guys for being here. Good to see everybody. We got Stuart P, Mavalo, Adam, what's going on? Farm Dog, Cotton Jigga. Good to see you guys. Well, we've got lots of email tonight and lots of fun for you. So just want to give everybody a minute to talk about themselves and say hello. And hello, Randy. How about Blues? Do you want to go first?
Sure. We'll talk about the elephant in the room.
Yes.
All right, y'all. I'm Eric Blues Coins, Friday Error Collector, going on 4 years now. And before y'all ask about my little bow tie here, it is actually an ice pack. I'm dealing with a headache tonight, so ice kind of calms everything down. And hopefully I won't have a case of Tourette's if I'm wearing it.
I actually hope you do.
I do too.
Jeff, you want to go next?
Sure. Hey everybody, my name is Jeff Stanley. My channel is Jeff Stanley Coins and Octane, and I talk about coins and sometimes car stuff. Haven't done that in a while, but got some stuff on the books I'm gonna bring up. But at any rate, I collect everything. My specialty has been nickels, particularly Jefferson nickels, but I have gotten into a whole lot of other stuff. So my big item right now that I've been doing has been cherry picking Indian head and flyers. So that's been a big focus of mine here lately for what I've been purchasing, what I've been going out and looking at. Let's see, I've got a couple new videos I've done here recently on my channel about some of the subjects that we touch on. One of the subjects we'll probably touch on tonight. I've got a recent video I'll certainly bring that up later. So that's kind of me in a nutshell right now.
Yay!
All right, Paula, do you want to go next?
No. I will go. I'm Paula Bloom. I am an Aaron variety collector. I collect all kinds of oddball stuff too. I love exonumia. I love older coins, the half cents, the half dimes, just kind of anything weird. I love hanging out with these guys every Thursday. On Sundays, I do the big show with Shay. Super honored to be able to do that. And I love seeing you guys here every week. It's awesome.
Hey, I forgot that. I forgot to say I like hanging out with y'all too.
Well, that's all right. We didn't want you to lie. We know your nose grows.
And our class clown.
I am the class clown. Somebody's got to take over for Peavy, right?
Right.
Anyway, I don't even know why I'm here, honestly. I usually just goof off the whole time and make stuff up. But I do like coins, so maybe that's why I'm here. I do collect errors and varieties. I collect pretty much everything else that has to do with coins, currency, and you name it. So that's why I'm here, I think. Maybe they like me. Maybe they don't. I don't know.
Oh, we love you.
We like you for the after show. Oh, sorry.
Well, you guys know me. I've been a little absent from videos, and unfortunately, I've now suffered demonetization. So, but hey, that's all right. One day I'll get back again and be going full force. I got a lot of things that I've been building up a whole book full of things I want to do in the future while I'm working on the database. So we'll get there. But yes, I very much enjoy my my escape from my daily ritual of work and sleep and eat and get to chat with these guys. So it's fun. There's coin searching in there somewhere. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't make as many videos and have watch time. So that's it. It's all right. All right. So we've got lots of stuff. We got lots of emails. So I want to tell you guys that that we appreciate all your emails, but we're going to ask you to step it up. Try to make sure that you send a clear image of the full front of the coin, a clear image of the full reverse, and a clear image of the anomaly. This will ensure that you get into the show, whether it's whatever it could be. All right. So the way it goes is beautiful variety with beautiful pictures. A question that a lot of people have with beautiful pictures, or a great question. All right. Down here, down below, where you don't get on the show is you didn't take any time to take a picture of the whole coin, so we don't even know what date it is. You didn't send a question. You didn't send any information. So those get pushed down to the bottom, and we try to reply. But hey, that's it. So we want your coins to be on the show. We want to talk about them. We love you and your coins, and that's what we're here for. We want to answer your questions. So anyway, take some time, try to get those pictures good, and we'll get you on the air. So thank you.
Amber.
Hey, Amber.
Malvado, what's going on, Amber?
Thank you for helping. I appreciate it. So anyway, yeah, you guys want to get started?
Sure.
Let's do it.
All right. I'm not ready.
Yes, you are.
None of us are.
Chris Hurley, I know him.
Hey, here's the variety.
We're not ready.
Yeah, I figured we'd start with Chris. All right.
I'll read this one.
Okay, go ahead.
From Chris Hurley regarding Lincoln Cent. Good evening, panel. Am I correct? This is a double-sided struck through grease. Well, that side sure is, isn't it? Oh, yeah.
You can't even see a date.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Chris, you already know the answer, man.
I know.
Yeah, this is
No, he's out himself. You know, I don't know why, because he's definitely got the eye for this stuff. He retains the knowledge. Chris is doing really good. You know, yeah, he's the new variety king for sure.
Certainly with Lincoln.
Amazing.
Amazing stuff.
Yep.
Hey, I just want to say too, we're missing some people tonight. Blue Ridge is out he had some dental work, so poor baby.
You
Yeah.
talk too much anyway.
I know. And Jeffrey Schumer is probably working or something, buying more.
No, I think he's riding his horse.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
And Coin Dragon, I think he might be having some computer problems. He said he was going to be in chat. But
Yep.
Did I miss anybody else?
No.
Amber.
Yeah, one day we'll get Amber up here.
Oh.
Hey, cousin Jeff Dunn, Lance, Chattanooga. A lot of folks just showed up. Thank you, guys.
Don't Mac.
Did you see Donna Mag? Oh, hey, Donna Mag.
Yep. He's there.
Cool, cool. All right, next one, huh?
Yo, there's my boy Lance.
I think Matthew just showed up because he thought he'd be able to play his Mantic coins.
What's up, Lance?
Oh, he's always at our.
Like, oh, Mantic's on.
Yeah,
Bye.
I've been working on some fun stuff with that. Someday I'll.
I am not eating anything yet, Randy, but I will be.
I can't help it. All I do is eat. It's
No, I've
just-
been out in the sun sweating all day, and really, I just didn't feel like putting my face on. So.
I'll take this one from Stuart P. Thin Penny. Hey, guys and gals, I found this 1954 S wheat cent with weak or missing lettering and design front and back. When I compared it to a standard penny, it is much thinner, more like a diamond thickness. How are these categorized as far as error or variety?
I think we got a couple things going on here. Let's start with the back. I think the back's a little bit easier to address.
Yeah.
The back appears to me to be filled dye. You know, the area around the O and 1 is oftentimes weak because directly opposite that on the front of the coin is one of the higher raised areas on the obverse, and that would be the lower part of the bust. So, you know, oftentimes it's weak, and then add a little bit of grease or something else, and then there goes that design. So I'm going to say filled dye or grease filled dye on the back.
Now, my only question with that is the thickness, and I'm wondering if he's weighed that.
Yes, he says 2.1 grams. In fact, that was going to be my question.
2.1.
Yeah.
So it's a full gram shy.
Yeah, so could be rolled thin.
Yeah, we could have a thin planchet, or even tapered. I'm not sure what the entire edge looks like, but it seems like the weakness is concentrated on the top, on the obverse.
Yeah.
It's a neat one.
I'd have to agree with you on all that. Cool. Anybody have anything else to add?
No, I
No,
think that's
I wanted to say that
Nope.
nice pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Good job.
Nice
It
pictures.
definitely, the comparison of the edge helps in the knowing the weight ahead of time. That's helpful too.
Just wanted to drop in and say hey and give you a thumbs up. We had to put our
Thank you, Donna.
Oh, Dawn, I'm so sorry, honey. That's so hard.
All right, we got one from Mary D in reference to a 2000 P, which is Philadelphia Jefferson nickel. Not perfect, slightly off-centered, and I'm not positive the steps are full. What do you think?
Hi, Linda. Linda. I don't see any off center. Looks like a good alignment.
Steps are not going to be full on this one. You can see that weakness, and this is usually where you see the weakness is on that bottom, in between the bottom two steps. If you have any weakness that bridges over that channel in between the bottom step and next to bottom step, you do not have full steps. The other thing that can disqualify it would be if you've got marks that reach the depth of that channel and they go across two or more of the steps, and again, kind of bridge in between those steps. Then yeah, you don't have the full steps. And keep in mind that you're really only concerned about AU and BU examples. having the full step designation. And the good news is, 2000, you're not really missing out on anything. That's actually a year that's they're pretty plentiful. You should be able to find a full step variety in that one. But you're close. You're close on that one. The rest of the coin looks like it's struck very well. Good detail in the hair. The column.
I think somebody needs to go feed their dogs. Blues, is that you?
That is, believe it or not, that's me. So I have to keep my mouth open.
Like there's hungry dogs in the background.
That's actually Frank's cat. He taught it how to bark.
Dogs are going crazy. The kid, my wife's bringing my son back from football practice. So
those are happy barks.
Yeah. They'll be done.
So, Ant had a question for you, Jeff. When is the cutoff for the full steps being common?
It depends on years. I would say 95 and above, they're kind of common and expected. Below that, they're less common. The late 80s are actually fairly tough. 70s, it really depends on the year. The years that you really want to look for those full steps is in the 60s. 60s, a lot of the 50s, a lot of the 40s, mid 40s, war nickels, some of those can be tough. It kind of depends on the year. There is one of the companions to the Red Book where they list the what is common, what's less common. That's actually a really good reference. I'll pull that up and show that to you.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you about that. I have one, the Jefferson nickel analyst, and Thomas Jefferson Nichols dye varieties by Richard Bousquet. So two of those. Are those two good ones?
I don't have the analyst. That's the one with the blue cover, right?
Yeah.
Steps on it. Yeah, I don't have that.
And I didn't catch his last name, but
this one, believe it or not, this companion to the Red Book is actually really good, and it lists what's common, what's not common, what are common years for. And you can always look on the PCGS.
You want to show that one more time?
Yeah, the PCGS or the NGC price guide, and you can see the prices in the population reports for full steps.
Cool.
They'll tell you what years are sought after. But just remember 60s for sure. There's actually a few dates where there are no full steps.
Oh, bummer, Amber. She said that Richard Bousquet had passed away recently. Sorry about that. That stinks.
Oh.
Well, I'll have to be sure and get that book. We had a few folks come in. I didn't get to say hi to yet. Linda Wallace, Value Hunter.
Yep.
Bell.
I just posted a link to Coin Update on the full steps, Jefferson. It just gives a brief history of what it is and kind of what dates to be really looking for.
Oh, thank you. There you go.
All right. Our next email comes in from Element 47. Anybody want to read?
Too many words.
Chris will.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Hey, I'll read it with crackers and cream cheese in my mouth.
Oh.
From Element 47. Polished or struck through grease. Hello, panel people. I picked up this book, Strike It Rich by Ken Potter. One of the first pages has the following pick. What ways can you tell the difference between the example shown and a coin that's been struck through grease? Also, it says cent reverse has been polished. I'm assuming it means that the die was actually polished and not the coin, right? As always, thank you guys. Y'all are the best. And your assumption is correct. So on this coin here, you see those striations across the surface of the coin. He's calling it polishing, but it's more like abrasion. Polishing would actually remove a lot of those striations. You know, something's biting my ankle. I hear it barking. I can't see it, but it's biting me.
Sorry, that's mine.
Oh, you're going to pay for that later.
Yeah, that's not deep enough for mine.
Boy must have showed up. So dye abrasion is they use some sort of tool, whether it be a wire brush or something abrasive, and they're trying to remove something from the surface of the dye. It could be damage, it could be a clash mark, could be, you know, a gouge or whatever. In this example shown, they had to do it to the extent that it actually removed the FG. So they removed quite a bit of surface material to remove the incuse FG on the die so that it's not showing on the coin when it's struck. You know, things like this, I think, are losing popularity. I think they should, because to me, I don't really consider it an error or variety, although a lot of people do. But, you know, so this is a little bit different than struck through grease. The main way to tell the difference is the striations. In this case, they're left to right, but you'll usually see some sort of deep grooves on the surface of the coin that are being transferred from the face of the die. On a struck through grease, it kind of just has a cloudy, mushy look. Once you see it and recognize it, then you'll remember. Yeah, and technically it is, but I don't know why. I don't know why they consider it that, because an employee literally removed those design elements with a tool. So it's not like something that happens naturally, like a die crack or a cut or anything like that, or a mishap during rehubbing like a variety. It's something that happened with a tool by a person. So obviously there's some really good examples of this out there. The three-legged buffalo, the 1922 no D, you know, those are very popular.
2.5 feather.
Yeah, the 2 feather Indian or buffalo nickels, but it's all the same thing. The missing FG on the $50.
Yep.
Floating roof, 69 cents. Whatever.
I think it's good for the folks coming in, because it gets them into the habit of examining the coin, and it gets them exposed to the idea that it is a human integrated process, and it gets them understanding the difference between things that happen at the mint and things that happen in circulation. So they're all like gateways into understanding more about the hobby. And so,
absolutely.
And they have trendy names.
Yeah. And I think that's what sets some of them apart from others. You know, that's why this one's worth $6, according to Ken Potter, and the three-legged buffalo is worth a couple hundred. You know, even though it's the same exact issue, the same exact problem, there's a total difference in value. You know, I don't know. And that's just an opinion. I just think the value of some of these are a little bit higher than they should be. But you collect and pay for whatever you want.
That's right. Have fun looking for them.
Mm-hmm.
And once you learn those, learn some more. All right.
Yeah, I actually went to at the Atlanta A&A show. I went to the abraded dye variety, I guess, seminar or whatever, and that was interesting. They showed several versions of it. They concentrated on buffaloes, you know, the 2 feathers and the 3 leg, no leg, the 3.5 leg, all that stuff.
Well, this one's from Z Squared, gold silver ratio. Sorry, I don't have a question about a specific coin, but I was curious if anyone was interested in the following. Gold hit an all-time high on Friday. Silver has been on the rise as well. While I'm glad to see the price of silver going up, that gap between gold and silver is getting wider and wider. I was wondering if anyone on the panel would offer an opinion as to why silver was lagging so far behind the price of gold. is a good question. I kind of feel like Sean would have had a good reply to that one.
Man, I just
I
buy.
think it's just a matter of supply and demand. I mean, you know, silver is not rare by any means. I mean, technically neither is gold, but I just think it's supply and demand. If you look any coin group you're in, any sales website, there is such an influx of silver. It's crazy. Any coin show you go to, you know, the amount of silver available versus the amount of gold available is just staggering. So, I mean, that's my opinion on it.
Yeah, I think Ant hit it on the head right there about silver. Silver being an industrial metal. When your economy starts slowing down, demand for industrial metals starts to decrease. Both gold and silver have been hedges for slow economy, and that's what we're experiencing right now. I think that's a big reason why we're seeing an increase in both of them. I'm sure silver's kind of fallen off a little bit this week, but it's still doing well. But I think Ant hit the nail on the head. It's the difference in the applications and uses of the metals.
Yeah, I do know that there are supply issues, but you know, I think I've read some articles about that. You know, they're having to close the plants and workers aren't able to generate. But that would be a argument for why isn't it higher? Because the supply was going down. Well, I don't know. I do know that we experienced a very huge increase in silver for what I mean, it was 13 just months ago, right?
Yeah.
And now it's 23, over 23. So that's $10. That's only like a 45% gain, right? So anyway, not sure about that gap. I mean, you could have a gap between any two metals and look at it, and I'm not experienced enough to be able to tell you why silver particularly is lagging. I know it's been used as a measure before, but yeah. Some say it's underpriced still then, but I can't give investment advice because I'm not a licensed person. So.
Yeah, if I had kilos of this stuff sitting in my room, I would say it's underpriced too.
I mean, the difference between this stuff and other currency is that you could probably melt it and it still retains value, right?
I'm just saying. I mean, I hate to state the obvious, but are the people saying that are the people that got tons of it sitting in their basement?
Yes.
I wish I had.
I wish I had that problem, but I don't.
I would say a lot of people this week dumped what they had. They saw an opportunity to go ahead and make a profit off of their stack or whatever, and they probably got rid of some of it. I consider it myself. I do not stack silver. I did buy some back when it was $12. And I'm pretty glad I did. I've kind of tracked what that's worth now, and I've got a nice little profit made on it. I don't have a big stack. I'm in it for the coins and varieties and stuff like that. I'm not a big silver stacker myself, but I played the game a little bit. I bought some of these.
Nice
5-ounce ATB round. That's the and these are actually kind of hot right now.
Yeah, those 5-ouncers they seem to command a little bit more premium than this regular silver.
I think the bigger the bar, the more premium people will pay for it because it's just easier to store, easier to handle. Who wants 100 little dimes when you can have a big bar? It's just convenience, I think.
I want to look through the dimes.
Yeah, I want to. I'll come up with five.
Sorry about that. I had some.
Yeah. Who knows where to go? I'll still buy coins at whatever the price, and so I can search them for a variety of names.
Yeah, I stepped away from my book issues for the silver because the prices just got to the point where it's not worth to spend extra money just for a book filler right now.
Yeah, and if you're having trouble affording it, switch to some other metal, switch to copper, switch to some wheat cents. Go find yourself a fat sack of those and search, or go find something else. Find what you can afford and get it so that it'll occupy your time and you can search for good stuff. So some people can't get change. We'll find a dealer and see if they'll sell you a bag of wheat, or So I always say, look for value where nobody else is looking at the moment.
You want wheats? Go to Tim Rathjen's Got Coins Facebook page.
There you go.
He usually has bags of them.
I just want to lay on top of it like it's a great big beanbag chair.
Oh no!
Just saying.
Oh, that's that box you got.
Yeah, it's one of them. Ooh, that's heavy.
Yeah.
Amber, I gave away one of those 5-ounce bats in the big show.
And we got one from Eyelid. 2012 Denver Jefferson nickel. Hello, guys and gals. I'm thinking this is a WDD0002 Class 8. However, since I'm not a nickel person, I thought I'd better leave it to the experts. Jeff, I would appreciate your opinion. And is this worth keeping? Thanks as always for your education.
All right.
Looking at you, Paul.
Looking at me.
I think she's looking at that eyelid.
God, I creeps.
She said She said WDDO.
Yes, I think she's looking at that eyelid on the left.
So WDDO002 is actually slight dimpling on the tip of the nose. And I believe, nope, not that. To the left, just a hair. Nope.
In between the nose and the nostril.
Yep.
Keep going to the right.
To the right.
Right there.
Right there. Yep. And
I
believe that's very close.
I don't do nickels, man.
I have the link posted in.
Is that a D or a P?
D.
Isn't it?
Yeah, D. And
yeah, that's how I feel. Oh, that's where they
yeah,
are.
as a matter of fact, that's a good point. Let's see here.
What's going on there?
D.
I don't know.
Yeah, there are no double dice listed for 2012 D.
That's what drew. That's right there on the eyelid is what I went to, but that could be normal design. I don't know. Make it a point not to look at his eyes.
Brian's Variety. Let me get that.
That's a P.
I'm looking at a 16 and I'm not seeing that little thing on the eyelid.
You said 2000p WDDO2.
2012,
Oh,
right?
it's a D. It's a D. 2012.
Oh, D. Got it.
Yeah.
2012.
I don't have any listings at Brian's.
Nope, no listings.
Yeah. I didn't see one. Sorry, I had to cut off for just a second there. I'm not seeing one at Brian's for that.
Shannon. I'll grab the link.
A lot of these are really minor and might not be listed. Might not have even been sent in yet.
The funny thing is, it's very close to the PWDO002 that's listed.
Right.
Yes,
Let's see if Variety Vista has anything.
I hope it is something because Denver doesn't have anything coming out we could search.
No kidding.
Variety Vista only has 2015 in that era.
I have one up on my screen right now, and I think I see the same thing. Mine is a 2014P, and I kind of see that same type of thing going on.
By the nose.
Yeah.
What about the eyelid? Somebody tell me about the eyelid so I can quit looking at him.
I don't. What the heck are you seeing on the eyelid? On the left eye?
Yeah.
Well, his right eye.
Yeah.
His right eye, my left.
Yeah, I think it might just be glare.
Yeah, I think that's glare. Just the angle, the light at that point.
Hey, can we get him off the screen?
Yeah. Can you scroll them eyes up a little bit or something?
Yeah.
The all-seeing eye sees all.
Oh. Is there anything on the cheek? Anything on the cheek? Nothing on the cheek.
Nothing on the cheek.
I'm gonna say, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. I see something inside the other nostril too. So,
Devil, right? Yeah.
We got bugs. We got bugs.
I just don't know what they were thinking. I really don't.
All right. Sorry. I think we're done with this.
I did want to bring up one thing real quick, Shay. Speaking, since Ida submitted this, I have something I'm hoping she's watching because I would like for her to see this.
Can we put Jeff up on the screen?
I don't have any eyes on mine. However, he's probably looking out. He's probably looking out at the window at your phone.
I know, it's killing me.
Ida, out of the goodness of her heart, sent me a roll of 2020 nickels because I hadn't seen them yet. And if you look in that upper doorway on the to the left, that is a minor double die. That's some extra metal right there. I found 4 of them in the roll she sent me, so I'm going to send her a couple back.
Awesome.
Yeah. So Ida found them. She just didn't know she found them.
Nice.
No,
I had them in
That's awesome.
right through her fingers.
Yep.
Yeah, I can imagine all the coins that I have sitting around that are probably something that I have.
Yeah. And this one was tough. This one's minor, even on a Jefferson nickel level. It's fairly minor, but it's there.
Is picking the fly poop out of the pepper.
Now.
That's what that is.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at that far right column in the picture and go all the way up to the top. What are those 2 little bumps at the top left of that column?
I think
no.
Right.
Okay, that's normal, I guess, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's part of the design. It's good eye though. I did find
a little more prominent than normal.
Yeah, I did find a die dot down there next to the Second L, if you could see that. I'm sorry, I don't have a pointy device right there.
To the left.
That's okay. I'm pointing at it for you.
That's on all 4 of them. So it's they are the same variety right there. That's
Interesting.
Okie dokie.
Amber, I found my first 2020 coin in a field down the street when I was shooting arrows with my boy. Just looked down on it, and there was a 2020 penny in the grass.
Nice.
And that's the only one I've gotten.
I got my first dime today.
Nice.
Can I give a little shout out to Value Hunter real quick?
Yeah.
Absolutely, please.
So Value Hunter, he's in the chat. He's doing an auction on Saturday for it's a benefit auction for Tomoko's Enterprises. He lost his leg, and they are a lot of people have been getting together and doing things for him. They're wanting to buy him a prosthetic leg, help him buy a prosthetic leg in a wheelchair. So what time is your auction at, Val, on Saturday? I think it's at, I don't know the time zones. So you want to put that up? Oh, you can't. Just put the time that it's at, Value Hunter. 3 Eastern. Okay, there you go. 3 p.m. Eastern time on Value Hunter's channel. So you guys go check him out. There's also a ton of stuff going on this weekend to support Amy, the Uber girl, but I'm going to put up a video tomorrow about that. So thanks, Val. You do with my stuff what you want to do, honey. Whatever you put in is fine. Okay, thanks, you guys. Thank you very much for letting me do that. Anyway.
From T Collects, what's up, awesome coin crew? So glad to share this beautiful and wonderful find. This is why we hunt and respect these coins of error. No normal, but oh so beautiful. Please have fun sharing this and educating us on the scenario. I love the folds, in which is why I have nicknamed this coin Paper Penny. Please give error name and number, how this happens, rarity level, premium or not. Wow. Holy crap.
Big old lamination.
Paula Malusia.
Yeah.
Va 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 boom.
I love how the letter's still on it and the raised part.
That has got to be one of the most extreme retained like vertical or whatever you want to call it lamination error I've ever seen. That is out of this world. That's a good one.
Circulation is probably what pulled that out like that.
Yeah, I mean, it got caught on something most likely. Thankfully, copper's a relatively soft metal, and it stayed there.
Yeah.
But that is, well, I don't know, because the R doesn't really seem to be moved. But wow, is that awesome?
But the other part could have been lost.
Yeah. Yep.
That I looked at this for like an hour the other day, and that was so I did. I know I get like obsessed.
Yeah.
That was the only thing I could think was that part of that lamination was lost.
Well, if you look at the E, it's relatively smaller than the rest of the letters.
Right.
So, yeah, I would say there was a layer above that is now gone. That's a really good one. As far as
pick at this coin, whatever you do, T. What was his name? I wanted to say T-Mobile.
T-Collects.
T-Pain.
Don't pick at this coin. Don't try to peel it up. Don't do anything to it. Put it in a flip and leave it alone.
All right, so we named it for him. We don't have a number because this is an error. It's a one of a kind.
Yeah, this is a pretty extreme example. I mean, you know, I'm going to say 10, 20 bucks is probably tops on this, unless, you know, you get a couple people that really, really want this thing. Frank, we heard your cats barking earlier. Thanks for showing up. I mean, this is a good one. It's a really good one. I'd be one of those that if I found it, it's not extremely valuable, but if I found this going through some
The bin.
pennies, I would be jumping up and down for joy.
Oh,
Absolutely.
heck yeah.
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 And this is probably one that I would.
You know what? I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to flop for you, man.
I wouldn't pay a ton of money for it, but if it went up for sale, I would probably bid on it. So this is caused from, it's the same thing that causes the woody coins. It's an improper alloy mix or contaminant in the alloy. It just doesn't, either something gets in there or the alloy doesn't get mixed properly, and it just causes this lamination peel. And like I said, it's the same exact thing that causes a woody. In fact, Jessica Johnson sold one the other day that was a woody coin that actually you could see where in all of those streaks from the woody effect where it was starting to peel up. It was really cool.
I'd bid it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's extreme enough. I would try to get it too.
I wouldn't even try to grade that.
See, you already got a bidding war. Amber wants it. I want it. Blues wants it. Shay wants. I mean, come on.
I want it. I'm not even a big,
I will give you the big old fingerprint on it. You can see the big old.
You know what? Let's turn this into an auction right now.
I know, right?
Paula, is the glass half full or?
Wah, wah, fingerprint. Wah, wah. Sorry. You know.
It's human tiger stripes.
Yes, the tiger stripe. That is not a woody.
Yeah, that's nice.
They're bidding already. Come on now.
They're starting to bid on it.
So who was it? T-Mobile?
He collects.
Dang.
He collects. Email me.
Yes, if you want to part with it. Looks like you could at least get $30.
21 already. There's the value.
30.
You know what? I just got a really good idea. This is how we should value errors. We should hold a fake auction, right?
Hey, you know what? That's actually not a bad idea.
It's not. Kim was always into valuation and grading by the collective.
Yeah, but with these type of things, because they're one-offs, how do you value them? You know, you value them by what really, and I hate this saying. I really, truly do. And this may be the one and only time you ever hear me say it. This coin is really what somebody is willing to pay for it.
Oh my God. You took the easy way out.
The reason I say that is because there are people who, you know, they put sets of these together, and there really is a niche for these type of errors. So you might get somebody who thinks it's really cool, but then somebody else who's just like drooling all over it, you know. So you can't really put a value on this. The
CoinDragon's offering me the coin.
condition always matters. It doesn't matter what the coin is. Condition always matters, and this coin is nice. It's in good condition. So
I'm looking at this coin like Jefferson looks at us.
I know, right?
You coin creep.
What makes the coin valuable? Buyers.
Some people look at this and they just see damage. Other people look at it and they see all the beauty in it. And so I kind of lean towards that's beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think
That's
it's
beauty.
between XF and AU for sure. I mean, it's hard. It's really, this is one of those that's.
Is there a picture of the reverse?
Here's what I like the best about this coin. It's such an extreme lamination error, but it doesn't distort the main focal point of the coin, and that is the bust of Lincoln.
Yeah.
It's really, really good placement.
See, and the obverse is better than the reverse. So.
Well, I was just looking to see if, I mean, we see the obvious lamination, but people will get focused on one thing and they might miss a DDR.
Very
By that,
true.
I wouldn't go AU with that reverse. Remember, when you're grading coins, that the reverse of a coin can never increase the grade. It can only decrease the grade. The first side of the coin they will grade is the obverse. And the reverse will never increase the grade of a coin. It can only decrease the grade. So
That's-
you have
yeah.
to grade both sides.
That's the reason why they call that first the money side.
Yep. But that is nice. I could look at it for a long time if you guys don't mind.
Well, T-Flex has really been sending some great pictures, so I got another one to bring up here. Let's do it.
Thanks for sharing that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's
Email
not as good as that one. We don't want to see it.
me.
It's going to take a lot to top that right now.
I'll read this one from T. Collects regarding 1960 Jefferson nickel small bait with either DDO, DDR, MD. My coin crew found hunting this through change. Here's a 1960 Jefferson nickel with some awesome north, south, east, and west DD or MD. I believe this is the coin seen in Coin World article on September 2nd, 1964. Please give your expertise. And does this have a premium? Well, I'll start off by saying that there is no small date, large date on the Jefferson nickel.
And I'll second it by saying, show us a link to that article in Coin
Yeah,
World.
please.
Because I don't have that article, so I can't comment on whether it is or not.
Please, if you do.
My parents weren't even born in '64. No,
Neither was I, and I'm old.
that's a joke. Well, I see some heavy dye abrasion going on, or deterioration. I'm sorry.
Yeah, dye deterioration.
Oh yeah, major dye deterioration.
And see how you have it on both sides?
And bottom and all around.
All around.
That star is really bad. And then the I looked at the pictures earlier in the profile as well.
Oh wow, even around the face. Wow, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That dye looks like it was melting around his chin.
I've got a quarter like this that's very similar to this. It's a 94, and it's just the way you can tell when it's dye wear like this is when you see it all over the place, and that's what that quarter I have.
Wow. Even on the reverse. Wow.
Oh yeah, check under the underneath the Monticello.
Oh yeah.
It's got another step.
Right. So it's a
Got one big fat step.
Thanks, Amber. Smash that like button.
Amber, you're right about that. That's pretty impressive. That's an extreme example. This dye set, the whole dye pair must have been in use for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
They got their money's worth out of this dye pair.
And no cracks that I could see.
No cracks, no cuds, no.
There's a crack on the obverse in the hair there I saw, but yeah. Let me grab that one. I think it was this.
Maybe some peripheral dye damage down the reverse.
Yeah, I thought that was a crack at first, but.
Please don't list this on eBay. As cool as it is, and there's probably somebody out there that would be willing to give you a few bucks for it because they collect this type of thing, which, is fine. Collect what you like, right? But this coin's not going to make you rich. This is a worn out die, so it's not an error.
Don't get me on my soapbox.
I know, it's okay. It's not an error. It's just a stay worn die. Mom. Is that my little buddy? Aiden.
Mom.
Should I do it? Should I do it? Should I do it?
Yeah.
No.
No. Okay.
Don't. Yeah.
Save it.
Thank you.
No, you know what you should do, Shay?
What?
A video.
Okay.
There's an idea.
I'll watch it.
I want.
Hurry up, bud.
Hurry up.
Hurry up, bud.
All right, moving on. So that's MD, extreme die deterioration doubling, actually.
It's actually a good coin for a teaching video.
Oh, it's perfect. It's a great teaching tool. It's perfect. And if he wants to send it to me, email me.
Well, you know, I mean, look at it and study it and study the characteristics of it so that you can identify die deterioration doubling in the future.
But I think that he started out with the small date. I think he's mixing that up with the Lincoln stuff. So,
yeah.
But this is, Ken used to say, you see something weird and you say to yourself, that's odd. Set it aside. Or send it to checkmycoin@yahoo.com.
What's funny about that is that's how I ended up becoming friends with Ken. I saw something weird and I thought, that's fun.
That's funny.
And it was
Ken. It was Ken. That's odd. Have you seen that guy with the cigar hanging out, dropping the F-bombs left and right, coffee stains on his shirt? He's a smart dude.
That's my kind of guy right there.
That's my kind of guy. Right.
Hey, here's another one from T-Pain. 1957 wheat cent with a cracked skull and die chip on T and cent. Gang, please give feedback on the penny as it has a large cracked skull and a die chip on the reverse on T and cent. Do these scenarios bring value to the coin? What grade do you give this coin? I ask because when I look at the PCGS website, their 67s look worse than this one with die gouges, etc.
Etc. I'll be right back. Shay, don't show that triple struck yet. I'll be right back.
Oh, there goes the surprise.
I know. Shh.
Well, let's talk about the cracked skull. It's a retained interior die break, and it is exceedingly common on mid to late 50s coins. Does it add a premium? Not really. It's very common. This is a decent looking coin, but for 1957, there are plenty of coins out there available right now that are in much better condition. So, this is one I would put aside and maybe use it as an album filler. Die chips, stuff like that really don't add a whole lot of value unless they're very large or in a weird spot. And, this is just a decent looking album coin in my opinion. And yeah, Amber, you're probably right. That maybe, I don't know. I see something circular around the outside perimeter of the coin, right around the L and I. That's actually pretty interesting. I also see it on the right side of the coin, right in line with, yeah. So, that's kind of interesting. I'd like to take a really close look at that, but I don't think these pictures are going to quite have the resolution needed. I do see some die abrasion on the reverse of the coin right at the top of the wheat stalks as well. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it's a good album coin, but other than that, I don't think it's grade worthy. I don't think there's a real high premium on it. It does have some damage. The bottom of the C there is flattened. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
one of the things on these die cracks, these cracked skulls, you can actually put a progression set together. It's a tedious job, but you can actually find it where the die crack is just starting, and then you can work your way up to the most severe. And you could actually put 5, 6, 7, 9 coins in a row. And when you look at them from 1 to 9, you will see that crack progressively getting larger and spreading out. And they call that progressions. And it's a fun set to put together. I'm putting one together on a 55s, and it's remarkable what you could find and the different angles and the different the arms that will come out from a cracked skull. So it's worth putting away if you want to do something like that. Just stick it in a coin tube, mark it 57 cracked skull, and every time you come across one, just put it in that tube and see if you could come up with something for a progression. They're really neat to put together.
All right. Very good.
I'm most interested in those circular marks on the obverse of the coin. I would, if you're watching, take a closer look at those. I don't see in chat unless you're going by a different name. But those need some attention. Look up concentric lathe lines. Take a look at that. There is a website that has a bunch of these documented, and see if there's a match there. I almost think I see 2 of them on the left-hand side. If you follow that line up, right about there.
Oh,
yes, there's another one there. That's interesting. And Amber spotted that. She picked that out. So good eye there. And I do see it around the right side of the coin too. So take a close look at that one. Don't get rid of it. Yeah, and that's one that probably should be seen in hand. But I would take a close look at the website that documents the lathe lines. Looks like it's errorvariety.com. And let's see.
I think I could post a link. I think I could find that pretty quick.
I have it right now. So I'll put it in private chat if you can copy and paste. At any rate, I do not see any 1957s documented in there. It starts at 59. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So you can actually submit these as well. So you might have something there. That'd be pretty cool to have a coin that has this, cracked skull and concentric lathe lines on it. That'd be pretty neat. So.
I could read this one from Lyman S. Neanderthal Lincoln. Yes, the typical is a regular 2020D. The Neanderthal has a more protruding eyebrow, and there is less distance from eyebrow to the hairline for some reason, and the cheekbone is much wider as well compared to a typical 2020D. So I don't know if this is a DDO or why it's so different from a typical 2020D. I added the typical picture so that you can see the extreme differences. Hey, Tyler.
Huh.
I guess just playing with those.
Bit of a ridge there in relief.
I just think it's a slightly different
Design.
condition of the die. This one here is probably maybe an earlier stage where the details are a little bit sharper, deeper.
Yeah.
What's up, Tyler? Congratulations on those Ikes, buddy. Even though
No,
it's probably-
that was Trey.
That was
Oh,
true.
that's right. I'm sorry.
Tyler found an 83 no S dime.
Oh, that's right. Yep. Well, that's definitely a feat.
It's always the kids, you know, the kids.
That's worthy for a shout out too.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'd say.
I'm kind of thinking the same thing, that it's just a difference in the strength of the design on that one particular die is a little bit. It's a little bit deeper.
Yep, nothing I'd really take a second look at. I mean, actually, the picture that you have written as typical has a weird anomaly above the eyebrow that I'd look at more than the other coin. But either way, I don't see anything worth spending too much time on.
Frank's in there. What? Frank wants to play the games. Is he moaning and complaining that the games aren't turned on?
They look like Twix almost.
Frank's like, exclamation point slots, exclamation point.
Oh, I had it on top chat. No wonder I'm not seeing all the messages. Oh, I hope I didn't miss anybody. Oh, well.
Yeah, I better switch mine to live chat too.
Okay, this is the one I want. Okay. I'll read this from Liston. My head hurts. Hey, panel, I have an interesting submission that I cannot wrap my head around, and I was hoping you could help me understand how this is possible. Look the coin over. If you have off-center strikes like that, it would have to be struck out of color, which usually stretches out the coin due to the color not holding it in the chamber. It was struck not once, not twice, but 3 times off-center, but the planchet shows no evidence at all of that being the case. How is the planchet perfectly round? I'm so confused with this coin shape. First of all, listen, is this your coin, or are you stealing this pictures of these coin off of somebody else's post? Because I'm just wondering, because I don't want people to do that. Unless you have written consent from the person. That's just, I'm just asking that.
I count 4.
I only see 3, but I think what the first thing that I see that I saw that might have confused him was at what would be Jefferson's forehead. Looks like where are you going? Looks like the forehead, but it's not. That's actually the back of Jefferson's head. On the left there. Yeah, right there. And the bow down below. So I think that this coin was, now I'm not sure in 53 how the actual coin presses were set up. I know that I don't know the dates that they used the multiple dies. You know what I'm talking about, Chris, right?
Yeah, typically there's 3 striking chambers in a set.
Right.
And that's how you get those saddle strikes where a coin can actually be struck twice at the same time.
Right.
This, on the other hand, I think is pretty interesting. And wow, look, we got an indent on the reverse too.
Now they're actually calling that the 3rd strike.
Okay.
If the first strike was normal, the 2nd and 3rd strike were both off center.
Okay. So I think it's because it was struck on center first. It was,
Yes.
it was fully struck on center in the collar first. So now, it pushed all the metal where it needed to go. So it's also compressed. So then what happened after that, I don't know. It bounced around in the coining chamber somewhere and obviously was struck twice again. That's why you have gaps in the design, especially on the large strike on the top left, because the metal has already been moved and formed. So there's no extra metal in that area to fill the voids in the hair details on the top left. There is obviously a little bit of a misshapen look to it,
Mhm.
Even if you look down at the bottom right, that third strike, the real small strike, you can see that it actually squeezed out a little bit. It's not perfectly round by any
Yeah.
means.
I think if you tried to put that in a nickel, one of the cardboard nickel flips, you would see that it's not perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Amber's saying too. You know, the first strike was a perfect strike. There was nothing. So now you have the design made, the metal flowed up into the devices, and then when it got struck the second and third times, there just wasn't enough metal to fill those voids or squeeze out. But you do have a little bit of misshapenness around those other strikes.
Yeah.
I don't, you know, I've seen plenty of double and triple strikes just like this.
Mhm. Yeah, this is a very cool one.
Absolutely. Definitely a good one.
Would I mean, it'd probably be impossible to figure to make a determination on this, but could that be a coin that Mint employees were just playing with on lunch break just to see what would happen?
I don't think
in
so.
this case, no,
it's-
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think that, you know, these coining presses are moving at such great speed. When this one was ejected, I would say it most likely, you know, got caught on something and wasn't able to fully eject out of the coining chamber, and it just, this could be a saddle strike, possibly. I'm not sure the separation between the three chambers.
Right. That I tried to look it up and I just couldn't find any information on that. I think I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
there's not a whole lot of real detailed information out there about that. Yeah, Frank, you're probably right. You know, Peter Finger might have had something to do with it. You know, sometimes you just like when damage happens, there are times when you can't figure out what caused the error. We know what this error is. It's triple strike. That's pretty obvious. But what actually caused it, we don't know. I mean, the amount of coins that are going through these chambers and the speed at which they're going through, it's bound to screw up once in a while. And this is the result. Jeff, do you have one like this?
Wake up, Jeff.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm serious.
He's
I was trying to process one of the mails that. Oh my god.
Can I get, so Tyler asked if he just sent an email. Shay, did you want to talk a little bit about them sending their emails at a time?
Yeah, it's become really difficult to download and show the pictures the night of. So I was going to ask that maybe for next week we'll start with the pictures that come in tonight, kind of late. But next week we're thinking that on Wednesday night, 9 p.m. we just cut it off, and anything before that will be candidates for that Thursday night show, and then you know, starting that next show. The next show will get everything until the next Wednesday at 9 p.m. And it's just because we've been so, you know, we're getting at least probably over 100 emails every week, maybe more, between that and Q&A panel, Q&A Facebook page. So we were trying to figure out something that's fair, and there's some frustration that we don't get to everybody's coin on Thursday night. Well, it's because we've already built up 20 coins before then from people sending in images. So let's try it for a couple of weeks and see how it goes. If you can't, you can send coins to us and pictures any time of the week, and we'll respond and try to get you an answer, and this way we can even potentially let you know that we're going to air your coin on the next show as well. So
yeah, and our Facebook, you know, all week long you can post pictures in there too. Coin Q&A Facebook group. But this way, I think it'll let us interact a little bit more with chat and maybe take more questions in chat too.
Yeah.
We are getting some good questions in.
Yeah.
And the other good thing is that if we need to correct, I need to have you correct a picture or two because they're a little too fuzzy, or we need the backside of the coin, and we have time to ask for that too. So anyway, very cool. Thanks for the question. Listen, thanks for the interest.
Yeah, I saw this one on Facebook earlier. That thing's incredible.
Is it his coin?
No, it is not.
It's not.
Yeah,
he just wants to
know how this would happen, and I think it's a great example. If that first strike never happened and that was just a planchet that was struck on off center like that, then it would be totally misshapen and out of whack. It's just, I believe that first strike is what kind of solidified the shape of the coin.
Yeah, and if you guys see something that on Facebook that you want to, somebody else's coin that they posted and you think it's cool, I think it's great that if you want to send it to us, but please, please, please make sure you're asking the person, the owner of that coin, if that's okay with them. I think that's just polite. So, yeah, but yeah, I mean, I love that we got to see this and talk about it. I love this kind of stuff.
I think Jeff wants it.
I know, right? Just like, email me. What group was it in? Do you remember? Was it in Joe Cronin's? Chris?
I don't know. I didn't see it. Jeff did.
Oh, Jeff saw it.
I saw Listen's. I think I saw Listen's post.
Was it?
I think he shared it on Q&A or somewhere.
Oh, he took. Okay, never mind.
All right, the next one is so long it won't fit on a page, so I'm gonna have to work on it a little bit with you, whoever reads it.
Well, you know what, Paula, I think you should read this one.
From Listen. Please look at my coin and tell me what you think. Thanks, guys.
Oh.
Just kidding. No, that doesn't work. All right. From Listen. Caution. Reading required. I understand that this coin has a lot of PMD on it. Sure, I get it. Is this a ragged clip, defective planchet? What I am focusing on is the clip itself and the characteristics that help us determine if it is indeed genuine. I posted this in a few groups and I've gotten mixed opinions. I'm just trying to understand why some think it isn't real. It looks obvious to me. Here's why. One, look at how weak the denticles are directly across from the clip. It is a perfect transition and clearly shows the blade sleeve. Two, look at the stepping in the material leading to the center of the clip on the rim of the coin. I do not see how this can be recreated via damage. It looks like end of strip characteristics. Three, scroll up. Three, look at the weakness in the devices leading to the clip itself. Again, how can you recreate this transition of weakness via damage? It looks right to me. What are your thoughts? Plenty of photos provided. Note, this point isn't bent or anything. How can someone recreate the characteristics on a coin without it showing obvious tool marks or other damage to negate my claims? Would you just look at it already?
No, I am. Wow. I think the coin is misshapen right at the edge. Wow, that's a tough one. I can see why you're getting mixed opinions.
Look at the bust design, how distorted the bust design is. Very, very damaged.
I'm more interested in the very top left of the coin right before it ends, right there. That to me, that solidifies damage. It's flattened, it's stretched out, it's no longer circular. It's something damaged it right there.
I thought when I saw this coin it was a dug coin.
Very, very possible. It does have that textured look to the surface as well.
And like somebody gouged into it when they were.
Oh yeah, yep. Somebody dug down with a shovel or a digging tool and maybe damaged it. Yeah, I think that one's damaged. I got to go with damage there.
Yep. Exactly, Amber. That was my eyes went right to that bust and how it like stretched her head out. You know, it just, yeah. And there's just damage all over the coin. But yeah, I completely agree, Chris. Completely agree.
Is there a good shot of the date?
Oh, the what?
Of the date?
Yeah,
Are you cherry picking damaged coins now, Jeff?
he's gonna look for repunched date.
You know what I'm looking for. Okay, that's not it. I'm either looking for the flag and the denticles or the 1865 over 865.
What's that?
That's not it.
No, it's the flag's like right above the denticles.
Yeah.
Flag of the 5.
What's that?
So, you know, a really good point about this coin. If you guys look at the surface of the coin, the entire surface of the coin has visible corrosion, but it's clean. There's pits all over this coin. I really think she's right. I think this was a metal detecting find that might have gotten damaged when it was pulled out of the ground. But as Amber said, if you look at that top area, on both sides, actually, the left and the right before the anomaly starts, the rim of the coin actually gets flattened and stretched out.
Yeah.
So to me,
or it got plowed. You know, when it first got dropped in the cornfield, it got plowed over, or who knows? You know.
Yeah. Look at how the rim transitions to the anomalous area. It stretches out and widens and it's flattened. It's no longer completely round in those areas. It's kind of stretched out. To me, this is all the signs point towards damage.
I agree. And why are you in other Facebook groups? You cheating on us? What's up with that?
Who?
He's in the
Not you. Listen, he said, I posted this in several Facebook groups. You only need one. You only need one, dude.
No, you tried the rest. Now try the best, baby.
That's right. Try the rest. No, try the best. Coin Q&A. Coin Q&A.
I got nothing on this. That's really out of my realm of expertise with my knowledge.
You know, at the end of the day, you're going to get varying opinions in no matter what group you put it in. And sometimes you're even going to have experts disagree. All we can do is look at the evidence, and to me, the evidence shows this coin was damaged. I don't know any other thing other than to see what I'm, looking at on the coin.
No, I thought that was really insightful about
your stuff. Listen, yes, I do. Sorry. What?
I thought it was really insightful. I learned about spreading out of the edges there. I thought that was a really important point. And so, well,
if you think about it, think about a curved clip, and we've discussed this many, many times.
Or even a ragged.
I know, but we're not talking about that. I'm just making it easier to understand. If you think about a curved clip and you look at the rim detail right before and right after the curved clip, it tapers away because it's just what happens in that area. This does the complete opposite. Yeah. Now, ragged clips are a little bit different. Fissures are a little bit different, but a lot of the diagnostics are still the same.
So you could still have those tapered edges, tapered.
Well, yeah, because when you're putting that rim on there, it's not going to get formed properly because there's metal missing.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Understood. Thank you. All right. T Collection's another one. Who wants to read?
I'll get this one. T collects 1964 Denver Jefferson nickel Gem BU. Hi gang, here is a 1964 Denver Jefferson nickel. Simply, what feedback can you give me on this coin, the aspect of condition and value? Also, what causes the pores in the nickel and the images up close? Does this take value away? Okay.
That's fine.
Oh, go ahead. It is 60. It is 64, and it looks like it's probably BU. We can see some luster in it, but what we're seeing is severe dye deterioration to the point where the we've got orange peel. The pores that you're seeing right there is just the texture from the dye being deteriorated, and that's called orange peel. You definitely see that right there. What normally you could see is the his Adam's apple, his throat, that's worn away. On the back, on the reverse, you've got a whole pillar that's warped away.
You know what I think is really interesting about this, Jeff? Can we look at the obverse again? And take a look at his chin, that close-up photo of his chin.
His chinny chin.
You see that line on the chin again? Now, it's not in quite the same spot as the other nickel we looked at earlier, but it's the same basic thing. It's there. So now we know that that's not a die crack. That's just another form of deterioration. But kind of neat to see the same basic thing in the same general area.
Yep.
So, you know, my determination on it is that it looks to me like a BU coin that doesn't look like wear. It's just very, very poorly struck. As far as grading or whatever, strike does play a very important role in the overall grade, but luster plays the primary role in the grade. Yeah, I mean, it looks at least AU, if not BU. To me, I don't see any evidence of wear.
I'm going to say the same thing I say about some women. They look good from afar, but far from good.
Exactly.
This is an album coin. You know, a lot of serious collectors won't even look at a coin like this, even though it's an uncirculated coin. It's in great condition. The strike is just terrible. The dies were worn out when they struck this coin, and there's no detail there. There's no hair details whatsoever on the top of his head. You know, even though it's an uncirculated coin. Nice and shiny, but that's about it.
It would get, even if all the luster was there and there were no marks or whatever, I still think it would probably get like a 60 or 61.
Well, I had read a really good book about coin collecting, and one of the things that he pointed out, and I'll just say it, is that if you're a collector and you're putting together a set and you've got a table and you've got a book full of Jeffersons, and this one is right next to a well-struck example, which one are you going to buy to add to your set?
Yeah.
You know, and so that should tell you a whole lot of things about it. I mean, the strike and the desirability of the coin and whatnot. You got to look at all those things. Now you might find a buyer that would want something like that.
I would keep this.
I don't know.
I would keep this coin, just because it's such a great, like the other one. It's such a great example of dyewear.
From an interest standpoint, yeah, you could compare it to other nickels that you come across and determine whether there's a similar anomaly on it, and you could go, oh, yeah, that's just another part of the dyewear.
Similar appearance, the starburst, the orange peel. I mean, all of that. I think it's got. But I collect weird stuff. I said that in the beginning. I collect weird stuff. I'm not going to pay a premium for this, but because I could probably find one myself if I looked at nickels. But I don't.
Now, Listen asked, why aren't the letters showing similar wear here? Here's the thing about die wear. I pointed out earlier about how it kind of has that same anomaly along the cheek line or jawline. So, sometimes they wear similar, but at the end of the day, every die is different. It could be a different hardness. The alloy of the die could be slightly different. So every die is going to wear differently. There's going to be a lot of similarities, but there's also going to be a lot of differences. So it's, no two dies are going to wear the same.
Did you read Seamus's comment?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. We have the funniest people that come in this room.
We had so many nickels tonight.
I know. I know.
So everybody gets on a
Yay.
nickel tear.
I'm so excited.
I think it's because Jeff's on the panel. Like, he must be wearing off on people or
I
something.
think he's paying people. In that twin. Really fun on.
They just want to see that sexy beard.
Yeah.
What?
I didn't see any $50.
He's a hot ticket.
Oh, it's the Black Beauty.
Yeah, I'll read this one for you, Jeff. From Stuart P. In reference to a Black Beauty nickel. Good morning, all. I found this 1969 S1 nickel, and I was wondering if it's a Black Beauty nickel like Jeff Stanley recently talked about. I'm not sure if it is clean since it's under power. I don't see any scratches, but it isn't overly worn. I have photos with it with a normal nickel. Why am I struggling with this? It's just words. The obverse is uniformly
I think that bonnet that you're wearing is cutting off circulation.
Yeah. Well, I repositioned that bonnet. Now it's cutting off the circulation in my neck.
You're doing just fine, Louis.
I don't read so good sometimes. So the obverse is uniformly dark and the reverse is blotchy. And that was like a whole show by itself.
Okay. The 69, which, just to clarify, I actually saw the question come through earlier. You can have a Black Beauty or improperly annealed or centered planchet on any coin that has nickel on it out there, right? Anything that they run through the annealing oven, they can mess up and overcook it and get the color. So it doesn't really matter the year so much, but there are some years that are a little bit more prevalent than others. For nickels, primarily the late 50s, 58, 59 are the big years. 69, I would imagine there's some out there, but this one is not one. But let me tell you why. What you see is that inconformity of the color there, where you see the differences in the color. You want to see that darker color throughout the entire nickel. That right there, the differences, the splotchiness tells me that's going to be more environmental damage. Now, I will say this, that color right there, kind of next to the 6 and the 9, that kind of blue, kind of gunmetal color, that's the color you're looking for. But on this, I'm afraid it's just toning from exposure to the environment. Another diagnostic to look for is you want to see that same color on the front and the back, but you also want to see it on the edge. When you look at the edge of it, that color needs to go right through and be uniform throughout the surfaces of that nickel. And I do have a video.
You can see the high spots are shiny.
Yeah. And I kind of covered that. I do have a video on my channel. It's my most recent one where I do kind of cover that, is where coin is exposed to the environment, gets some toning or whatever, then goes back into circulation, and it gets a little bit of wear on it. That's where you're going to get that differences in that color right there, because it's not the metal that has on the molecular level, the atomic level or molecular level of the surface of that coin that has changed. It's contaminants on the surface of the coin that have adhered to the surface, and they've been rubbed off through wear.
All right. Okay, so consistent dark color throughout the surfaces and the rim. That's very important, right?
Right.
Great synopsis, Sir Shay.
Just want to make sure I get the diagnostics right. Are there other diagnostics that you could apply?
The annealing, when they're called annealing, improperly annealed planchets, they're going to be kind of that bluish, grayish, even like almost a black color. I wouldn't say black. Black's probably the incorrect. It's going to be a dark gray or a bluish color. When they kind of tend towards the copper color that you'll see, if you go out and I hate to send you to eBay, but if we go out and look at eBay right now and look at coins that are called sintered planchets, they'll have like a copper color that's similar. It's still an annealing error. It's an error where the planchet, excuse me, it's not even a planchet at that point, it's a blank, has gone through the annealing oven and just got overly cooked. And the copper atoms came to the surface and are more prevalent on the surface than inside of the nickel. And I know I'm botching the chemistry on that, but it has to do with the copper atoms.
Jeff.
What?
You don't have to go to eBay for that. You can go right here.
Oh, and I don't have one of those.
Let me put that
And you're the nickel guy, huh?
But I got the one in the fancy holder.
So this is, we talked about these before a couple weeks ago. I'm sorry, my webcam absolutely sucks. But yeah, the old timers call this copper wash, right? But if you talk to the experts nowadays, they are claiming it's pretty much the same thing. You got your sintered planchet, you got your improperly annealed planchet, and they've kind of come to the conclusion it's the same thing, but at a different stage. So the longer these things get annealed, the more apt you are to have the copper atoms migrate to the surface of the coin. And Jeff, you were spot on. That's exactly what's happening.
Overcooking is bad.
Yeah, overcooking is bad. Exactly. And these are made, nickels are copper nickel. And if you overcook them, the copper wants to migrate to the surface of the coin. It's something that happens on the molecular level, and I can't explain it because I didn't take physics, but it does happen, and it's well documented, well-known error. This is a really good example, and I got one heck of a deal on it, and I'm keeping it. There is a little bit of copper migration on the back of this coin too, right above the dome. Yeah. So yeah, these things are really cool. Unfortunately, I'm going to tell you this. Unless you're finding these coins in uncirculated rolls or bank bags, you're going to have a really hard time distinguishing the difference between a Black Beauty and an environmentally toned coin. Lance, the gimpy fisherman, who's in chat, he's been killing it lately with metal detecting finds. I'm also a metal detector when I have time, and I can tell you I've dug up so many nickels, and they all turn black. The longer they stay in the ground, and they end up turning red, almost rusty color. Yeah. See, now the key here is if you look at these two nickels that Jeff's showing, the one on the left is a normal uncirculated coin. It's got clear cartwheel luster on it, and it's got the perfect color. Now the coin on the right, that's a Black Beauty. and it's got a I like the term you used earlier, Jeff, gunmetal, like a gunmetal type of color to it. There is some luster on this coin. This is an uncirculated coin as well, but it's clearly got a darker look to it.
Right.
And
you should see some luster underneath it. Kind of, there's going to be luster to it. It's not going to look flat. It's not going to look porous or like I don't know. That you got the ones that almost look like they're rusty on the. That's not this.
Yep, that's a good example there. What is that, a 59?
That's a 59.
Yep, I think 59 is probably the most common year for them.
Yeah. It is. It is, and they will. Third parties. They're not. I don't think they're worth that much. Third parties to justify this, but third party graders will put them in holders.
Is there a valuable grade? Like, let's say MS68 was the top certified.
That's interesting. I don't know. The most I've seen has been 66.
66. So if you had two coins sitting side by side, MS66, and one set improperly annealed, is there any value difference?
I should think so. I should think that would be rare or scarce.
Yeah, I would definitely think there's a value difference.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
what I have right here is 64, and that seems to be a common grade for these.
What I'd love to do is research it a little bit and find out what the grades are. Is the planchet because it's maybe a harder or more brittle because it was overcooked? Maybe you're not going to get those higher grades out of it.
Huh. That's interesting.
There's some information I think we could learn out there about that. Hi, Jeff.
Hey.
Hi, Jeff.
But this is a good try at trying to find one of these. You're getting close, almost there. It took me the longest to find one, and lo and behold, I found my first one. I found was sitting in a collection I bought. That was it was sitting in a Library of Coins Jefferson nickel album, and sure enough, there it was sitting there staring right at me. And that's how I picked it, because the rest of the coins were uncirculated, and there was that one that wasn't circulated too, but it was noticeably darker.
Those are nice albums, by the way. Those Library Coins albums.
I love them.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure we covered it, because people always hear about black beauties, and they hear and everybody that digs a coin up out of the ground, their coin is black. And if you've ever searched hundreds of rolls of nickels, that, and with like white gloves, that they turn nasty. So it's always, what is it? Is it the soot that's on the coin? Is it the dirt from the ground, or is it actual something, a real error? And hopefully we were able to give you some information that would help you decide that for yourself.
Amber, they're called Library of Coins. It's in I think they're older, right, Jeff? They're a little bit older, but they're
old. That's what your old timers had in the probably the late 40s, 50s, and 60s seems to be when they quit making them. They got bought out by somebody. I've got another one here. Give me a second. I'll pull one up.
They do. I don't think they still make them, but they're definitely, they were a better quality album back in the day. They had the plastic slides like the Danskos do.
This is your grandfather's Dansko album. It's got the slides in it,
but they're made so well.
They are.
What I love about them is they have the Dansko style. You can see both sides of the coin, but they're so sleek and slim. They don't take up as much space.
Exactly. I like them for my circulated, my little extra circulated sets.
Those albums can be found on a popular internet sales site. It has something to do with San Francisco and the Bay. I'm not going to give them a shout out. So we'll just read between the lines on that one.
Number one for the night.
Oh, damn.
Wow, I can't believe she had that.
Well used. Well used. Well, Paula had the option of doing that twice tonight, and she has used it well.
It was number one, right?
Yeah. Yes, we got it.
Yay.
All right, I'll read this one from Adam Chambers, eBay cherry pick. Good evening, panel. I cherry picked this beauty off eBay last night week. Okay. It's another example of the 1953D Franklin half dollar with the FS401 Bugs Bunny Booger variety. The nice part about this one is it's already in a PCGS holder. So I just need to send back to them for reholder and attribution. The other one was an NGC example, same grade.
You really don't have to send it back. You could put your own little thing on it and just say what it is. And
that's right. There are people out there that say if it's not on the label, it doesn't exist. Well, I can tell you that's just wrong.
Right. Well, and this just proves it. It wasn't on the label, but it exists.
I like how he mocked them.
No. Oh, there it is.
Bugs.
Boogers.
Bugs Bunny.
Well, that's all.
There's a very good cherry picker guide page on these.
Exactly, Amber.
I think that Adam has gone out of his way to get every Bugs Bunny variety in the cherry picker's guide. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Listen.
I think he's on his way.
The ones that aren't in the cherry picker's guide as well. I think he should find one from every year.
Yeah. And this is what I'm always trying to tell you guys, that depth to your collection adds character to it. And I think makes it way more valuable in the long run when you have sets with themed sets, you know. And I think this is just fantastic. I'm glad to see Adam doing this. So I applaud you, sir.
For those that don't know, that's a die clash.
Yeah.
Typically seen around the mouth. Looks like a Bugs Bunny teeth or vampire teeth.
It's from the wings of the eagle on the reverse, which is pretty cool.
The little eagle.
Well, that's all I have. Do you have any loaded, Jeff?
Yeah. Let me change modes here and see what I can do.
And probably any more emails that were sent in that haven't been downloaded, we'll probably look at next week, right?
Yeah.
Just a moment to switch modes.
So please, I encourage everybody to try to get your photos and questions in by Wednesday, 9 o'clock Eastern. Is that what you said?
Well, 9 o'clock, that's fine. Eastern, Central, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, just as long as it's
Wednesday night.
It's 9 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah. Somewhere in the contiguous United States, it's 9 o'clock. Tell yourself, I might be missing the next show. But send it anyway, and it'll come in the next show after that. Or put it over on the Q&A page. So.
Yeah. Grab that link.
I'm ready to take a nap.
I put your sales link up earlier, Chris.
Oh, well, thank you.
I really wish you could change that URL. Just saying.
I can't. You can't.
I know.
Once it's made, it's made, which really sucks.
I know.
What's the URL?
The URL is the actual web address for the Facebook page, and you can name it whatever you want to name it when you first create the page. Once you create that URL, it cannot be changed. So if anybody knows how that sales group started out, then you might be able to figure out what my URL is right now, unfortunately. But it doesn't matter. I don't really care. From 9 Dimes. Hi, all. I found this searching a bag of world coins. Looks to me like a repunched date. Do any of you know a good resource for world foreign coin errors and varieties? Well, to answer that question, holy crap, that one can be seen from space.
Yeah, look at that date.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow, that's a very extreme example. It looks like it's the same date too, right?
It
1840.
does look like it's the same date. That's the first thing I looked at, thinking, I wonder if it's a different, but it does look like the same
It
date.
looks like the same date, 1849 over 1849.
that's incredible.
That is incredible. Now, you know, there are so many foreign errors and varieties. Let's just talk about varieties here. Honestly, I don't know of any one comprehensive source for these. There's just so many of them. I do know Brian Rains has been working on compiling a list of this stuff in
Ken Potter too, right?
What's that?
I think Ken Potter too.
Yeah, but I know Brian has a very, very comprehensive list and database, and he plans on writing a book one day and documenting all this stuff. But I mean, you're talking volumes. It's going to be volumes of books. There's so many out there. I mean, you could probably have a volume just for Colombia alone. But this is a really, really extreme. You know, back then they would call it a recut date. But yeah, it's an overdate, and that's a really good one. So that's really cool. Now there are some well-known varieties out there, and you'll find them on I think NGC has a world coin price guide, and some of those are listed. Don't know if this one is or not. And you can always look on eBay. You might even find another match to this. Something this extreme, I would have to assume there are more out there, and someone else has found them in the past.
I'm just curious. I'm going to look really quick myself just to see if it's out there. What was the denomination on this thing?
So Costa Rica won, what is it? REIS? REIS maybe?
Is that going to be a real or?
I don't know.
I'm going to see if I can find it really fast. Bear with me.
Is that Jopo on the bottom?
It's 1 real. And I'm going to check Numista. Sometimes they do have some varieties listed. In this case, they do not. Wow. Here's something funny. So I go on Numista just to look to see if they have the overdate listed. They don't, but their stock photo for the coin itself is a match.
It's an overdate.
Are you kidding me?
Is it
Link in private chat if you guys want to pop it over. But yeah, it's a match. Imagine that.
I'll be damned. Listen, yeah, you know I'm going to go out and look. I always do that. I always go out and look for this stuff when it's really cool.
How funny.
I'm so bad.
So this Coin Week article dated February 2017 actually says that this series is filled with overdates and other varieties. So pretty cool.
Looks like everybody wants to charge $125 on
I was
eBay.
just going to say, the listings on the bottom all show like the same overdate.
There's one for $49. Let's see if that one has the over date. Doesn't, I don't know, but it's got a funky date. That 8 is all over the place. That is strange.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah, Paul is the original gangster sniper.
Kristen's only saying that because he wants to buy my off center with the clash tie.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm keeping that. Should have got
By the
it.
way, guys, if you guys don't know that website that Mantic showed there, it's going to take you directly to this coin. But if you just use that website, Numista, very, very great website. I use it to actually keep track of my foreign coin collection. I have thousands of foreign coins, and rather than take up space on my computer or whatever, I can use this this website as a database, keep track of what I have, what I don't have. I can access it on my phone. If I go to a coin show and I see a coin I want, I can go on this and look at my collection to see if I actually have it or not. So I'm not double buying stuff. But what I really like about it is the fact that when you click on each coin series, it gives you lots of good information about that coin: diameter, thickness, weight, what the design means. You know, for some of the foreign coins, it'll tell you what the words are. There are translators on the website, so it's really good website to use. Check it out.
Absolutely.
No, that's a cool coin. That's there's no ifs, ands, nor buts about it. That's just a really cool coin.
Yep, sure is. I know I'm going to be looking for one of those now.
If you find 18 more, you probably have pretty good odds that you'll find one.
Well, you know, I'm in it for the long game. I'm not going to pay $125 for one.
No, buy a bag of world coins.
Well, this is a silver one, I believe, so it might not be in one of those bags.
I think Michael Kittle was going through a bunch of silver world coins earlier.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I've got one more that I've got ready. I like this. I use it better, much better.
Reza Ramon, the bad guy.
Okay, hello panel. One of my finds, I was thinking MD. Does everyone agree? Hey, that rhymes. 1970 proof. One of my finds, but I think it's MD. What does the panel think? Thanks for your time. I think that's flat fill doubling.
Yeah.
I believe you're correct there, Paula.
Which is a form of MD on proofs.
Yes, ma'am. You're so smart. Well, you shit the bed. Now you're done.
I know, I'm done.
That's your limit.
Dang it. That's all right. There's always the big show.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Ramon, you are correct. In your
Unfortunately,
set.
that is flat field doubling.
Mhm.
Whoops.
Any other comments?
No, I think it's MD. You know, flat field doubling.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a specific type of machine doubling, but
For proofs, yeah.
yep, that's what we got.
I think I did manage to get one other set of pictures. I didn't have an opportunity to write up the script, but when we see it, we'll see who it's from.
Oh, Captain Jigga. Matt Shay, was Captain Jigga the one that sent you the actual underweight Kennedy?
No, but he did send me pictures, and we've been trying to figure it out the last day or so. So
Somebody said
I'm loading up.
that they sent
Oh,
actually
I know what this is.
the 1983 no D or no S.
This is from Tyler.
Yeah.
No, it's the Paula no D and the 83 no S.
No S. No, never.
Paula no D.
'Cause I thought somebody sent you a coin that they found a bunch of them that were underweight, and they said that it's not magician's coin, so they sent you one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you-
I just got them in the mail today.
Oh, you
and
haven't
had time to look them over yet.
I'm dying to know about that. We've got like 50 emails, and we need a conclusion on this. We need to know. Yeah. So here's I'm gonna bring something up about this coin. So Tyler found this coin in the proof set. Obviously, it's an 83 no S dime, which in and of itself is a fantastic coin. Many people told him send it off in the proof set. Tyler broke it out of the proof set. Tyler should not have broken out of the
Rookie.
he was told by several people not to do that. So if you people in chat are lucky enough to find anything like this or any of the other no S varieties, please, if you're going to send them off, please send the entire set. They won't grade the entire set. They will send you the other coins back. They will only grade the coin you ask them to. So please, 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 because anything can happen.
What if you ask them to grade the entire set?
You can.
Cost
They'll
you.
do that.
Yeah, absolutely you can do that. But here's the thing. He said that NGC told him to take it out. Now, I question that, because if NGC had told him to do that, they don't know that who Tyler is or his experience or whatever. If Tyler had damaged that coin, then NGC would be responsible had they actually told him to do that. So I think he misunderstood them. I doubt that they would tell anybody to crack a coin, a valuable coin, out of the holder themselves. So that's just my bit of advice. If anybody else happens to find anything that's in a proof set and it is thinking about sending it off to be graded, send the entire proof set, please. It's also their way of verifying that it is authentic, that it actually was found in a proof set.
And they will send the stuff back. I think it's an inexpensive fee for them to send the rest of the proof set back. It'll travel with the coin as it's going through grading and then quality control and everything. Just check the box for them to return all the materials. That'll include the rest of the proof set.
And I'm sitting there going, screw the other coins. I just want that dime back.
Yeah.
It's at the graders now. So, I'll be real interested to see how it comes back.
Yeah.
Hey man, good luck. I hope you get a really good grade on it.
Yep.
And congratulations on that find. That's a really good find.
Yeah. Beginner's luck.
There's a
But
There's
a lot of beginners would never have even noticed that.
That's right. That's right.
So that's how it passes through people's hands.
Yep.
They don't know about these valuable varieties. And
So apparently he's been paying attention, and that's good.
Yeah. And you know what? There's more of these out there. No doubt about it. Do you know how many proof sets are out there that haven't even seen the light of day yet, especially a 1983 proof set? What is there to look for other than something like this? There's not a whole lot of interest. You're talking a $4 or $5 value. I know my local dealer has cases and cases of proof sets that have never seen the light of day. This stuff is out there.
Dealers will, when people come in all excited to a coin dealer with a proof set that their parents gave them when they were in middle school or whatever, now they're an adult and they see these proof sets and they go to a dealer. Oh, I'm going to make some money off of these. The dealer looks at them and says, pop them out and spend them half the time, because they're just not around this year. They're just not worth anything unless it has one of these. So they're sitting in sock drawers. They're sitting in Goodwill bins and stuff like that. They're out there they could be found.
That's right. All right. I have one from Captain Diego. Let me add that. So any clue on what's up with this? It's heavier than a 79. I found that weighed 8 grams, and I'm convinced was struck on a Susan B. Anthony planchet. And it's lighter than a 72 that was struck on quarter stock. And we traded emails a few times, and I was kind of leaning towards maybe it was a foreign planchet, like a see, these are 11 and a half, around there, 11.34, right? And so this is
well, what's going on with that RT?
huh?
We have a photo of the top of the coin.
Yeah, I'm going to show it. I just wanted to show the weight there.
So is it a clad planchet? Can you see clad on the edge?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would almost immediately eliminate a foreign planchet.
Right.
There's not a whole lot of them out there that were clad like that.
Well, the only two that were made that year by the Mint were Panama and Dominican Republic, and none of their sizes match or weights match.
Okay, well then you might as well eliminate that.
It's lighter than what it's supposed to be.
And it's not a magician's coin, right?
Yeah, he said he inspected it. It's not a magician's coin. Usually those are around 10 and a half.
There's a lot of wear on that coin.
That's what I said also, around the wear, around the rim there in the bottom. On both sides, you do have a lot of wear.
And he checked his scale, right?
Yeah, well, he sent me a couple of pictures that range between 976 and 977, I think.
Right, but his scale's not off, right?
Well, I didn't ask him if he calibrated it. Did you calibrate your scale, Captain Jigga?
Doesn't need new battery or anything? Okay, scale's good.
Definitely not a magic coin. Scale is good.
Yeah, I don't have an explanation for this one. What if there's a gas pocket somewhere inside and there's a void?
Yeah.
That's asking a lot, isn't it?
Well, that is asking a lot, but I'm not seeing enough wear on this coin to take 2 grams off of it.
If there was a gas pocket on it with the wear on that coin, wouldn't there be an indentation where it would have gotten hit already?
Not necessarily. It depends. It could be a real thin, long gas pocket. I don't know. I'm just throwing something out there. I see a little bit of weakness up at the top right around the RT area, which also coincides with weakness on the bottom right.
But it has a different tone when you drop test it. What kind of tone? Is it like a clunk? Like a...
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on.
No, I don't know. I
would love to see it compared with other 79 halves, diameter, thickness.
You said Philippines struck flag coins this size in 1979 weighed 9 points.
Does anybody got the U.S. coin foreign?
It's definitely not on dime stock.
I have one, but it's packed away. I don't have access to it right now.
And I didn't find Philippines coins for that year, but maybe he has a different reference.
Well, I can tell you right now by using Numista, baby. So I will simply type in the search bar 1979. I can actually search by weight. I could type in 1979 and I can type 9.5 G and it'll show me okay, that coin doesn't exist. So let's just
9.7.
Philippines. So 1979 Philippines. So they had a 1 centimo aluminum, 5 centimos brass, 10 centimos copper nickel. That was 2 grams. No, they don't have any clad. Those are solid alloy coins. They're copper nickel. They're not clad.
Jay, can you show the rim one more time?
Show
Nothing.
Rim.
Yeah, that's clear copper nickel clad copper, and the Philippines didn't have those. They were solid copper nickel alloy.
Yeah, the reference I have shows Philippines, the minted Philippines coins from 1903 to 1945. But
Yeah, that's the only time the U.S. occupied the Philippines. How about I just type in 1979 and clad? And let's see what I got. Ooh, okay. Only 3 pages of results, so it's actually not too hard.
And did you check the thickness, Captain Buddha?
he's asking roll thin planchet.
Well, but the details are kind of good for that. There is weakness down at the bottom.
And there's weakness at the
bottom
top.
right.
Up if you look at the obverse in the same area, there's weakness up there too.
I mean, I guess it could be a tapered planchet, maybe. I just think that that's a lot of weight missing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What's the weight of this thing?
9.7.
9.76.
Yeah, I'm not finding anything now. There are Panama coins that were copper nickel clad copper,
Yep.
but they're 11.34, just like a $50.
Yep. And if you go down to, so I looked at Balboa, half Balboa, quarter Balboa, 50 centavos. And I think 50 centavos was silver, but I don't remember. Let me see. I need to pull up my reference.
Too heavy for a Susan B.
Yeah,
Well,
that's 8.1. Right?
Yeah, and they have a very distinctive look.
I'm not seeing anything around that weight that was made of copper nickel clad copper. So I'm thinking it's just some sort of issue with a normal U.S. planchet, maybe tapered or rolled thin.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I would mean stock. 1970 quarter on dime stock. The design, it doesn't change. It's just weak because the thickness isn't there. The lettering isn't any closer to the rim as it would be on a normal 1970 quarter. The design can't simply change. It's just weaker.
Quarter Balboa, half Balboa, 25, 1/10 Balboa, and 5 centesimo. I don't think any of these weigh out correctly.
No, none of them do. I just went through all of them on Numista.
There's the Philippines. And then the Dominican Republic is up here.
Oh no, right? Yeah, Captain Jigga. No, I know. We saw it. And it, like I said, it has a very distinctive look.
Half peso.
He was the one that found it was the half on the SBA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was very cool. But I remember the devices were stretched out and
stretched maybe, but they can't move. I mean,
oh no. Yeah, no, I agree.
The design is on the die, it doesn't change. So if it's struck on a thinner planchet or thicker planchet, it's not going to change the location of the design.
Right. No, what Captain Jigga was saying and listening are two different things. In fact, I think you were on with us when he showed it to us that night.
I was. I remember that.
Yeah, and it was really cool. Because I remember I went and watched his video about it, and then we all looked at the coin.
And that one has design creep along the edge where the L is extended.
Mm-hmm.
This one, not so much.
Well, I would say that if he really wants it looked at further, he's more than welcome to send it to one of us to inspect in hand.
The only thing I could suggest is I would go back to step one, and I'd make sure your scale is calibrated. And it could be calibrated with a newer nickel because they weigh exactly 5 grams.
Yeah, he said that he checked.
That's throwing out the obvious stuff just to make sure.
Yeah, I use the 100-gram for our
Send
scale.
it to me, Captain Jigga. I'd love to see it. You have my address. You can send it to me.
You can usually find for $1 somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Couple.
Yeah,
bucks.
yeah, exactly, Amber. There's only so much that we could sit and look at it and guess all, guess all day long, but really without having a hand and being able to hear the ring and stuff that he's talking about in hand. Oh, was it Captain Jigga's coin? Whose coin was this?
Yeah, it's Captain Jigga's.
Okay. Listen was talking about stuff, and then Captain Jigga and
Hey, Imperium.
oh, there you go. Just make sure you mark it right, or I'm liable to give it away.
Yeah, put a note on it, not for Big Show.
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah. Actually, and actually, if you want, Captain Jigga, I can go live and see if the guys want to come on when I get it in hand, and we'll all inspect it together, or I can hold on to it until the next Q&A and do it then. That might be fun. Hello.
Or we could pass it around.
Or we could pass it around.
Silver hat. Yeah, silver
We
hat.
can all rub it for luck.
CRH Silver Halves sent me two Kennedys that I just got today.
Right.
And they both are 1972 and they weigh 10.5 grams. So I'm going to be inspecting these and weighing these as well. So
Make sure they're not magic coins. When is the big show? Oh, so Amber, I'm actually going to do a video about this tomorrow, but we're actually not going to do the big show this Sunday. But typically it's every Sunday. And the reason for that is because there's a lot of benefit auctions and stuff happening this weekend. There's several for Amy Uper girl who just had major surgery for cancer to help offset her medical bills. There's benefit auction for Tomoko's Enterprises who lost his leg. There's actually several. So instead of people putting money into the big show, I would rather them go and put money into these auctions and support these people in our community. I think that's much better use of it. So, and the big show will be around.
yeah, we got some great stuff coming up soon. So.
Yeah. So if you were planning on spending, a few bucks on the big show this Sunday, go check out. I think Jeep and John's got one Sunday morning. I think lots of people. So just check it out. I'm going to do a video tomorrow and just say the ones that I'm aware of. I'll tell everybody about the ones that I'm aware of that are going on. So.
Yeah. So this show goes from channel to channel. Please go down in the description, click on the link, subscribe. Go join our Facebook group called Coin Q&A and check it out and post some coins. Get with us. Send your coins to checkmycoin at yahoo.com throughout the week. And we will collect those, review them, reply, or put them in the show on Thursday. So thank you guys for coming on the panel and spending your Thursday night looking at coins for folks.
Thank you for having us, of course.
I wouldn't have it any other way, man.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure.
You guys are my Thursday night entertainment.
And thank you for all those who came and sent coins, and we appreciate your support. So you guys have a wonderful week. I hope you keep on searching and finding some great stuff from what you learned here. So just don't cherry pick on eBay.
And keep coming back. Tell people about this. I think I wish they had something like this when I first started out. And, we don't always get it right, but we try our hardest, man. And tell people about it. Get the word out. Because we love having you guys.
All right. Y'all take care. Have a great week.
See y'all.
Everybody.
Bye. Bye, Amber.